Today we're going to figure out how to make more biscuits or cake than the recipe says. This is called scaling up. If a recipe is for 10 biscuits and we want to make 30, therefore we need to make 3 times the amount of each ingredient so the flavour and texture stays the same. So the first thing you're going to do is find a recipe on this website. Decide upon how many biscuits or cakes you might want to make. So for example, if you find a recipe for 10 biscuits, but actually you want to make it for 40 people, you need to times everything by 4. Handling small ingredients. So for example, it says, talk about how you deal with non-numerical quantities, i.e. a pinch of salt. Some recipe ingredients, like a pinch of salt, don't have exact numbers, which is clear. These are often small amounts that don't need to be multiplied by a lot. You can keep them the same or add just a little bit more if you're making a lot more. So you need to explain that perhaps this cannot be explained in a mathematical way. So, finding the pack sizes and prices. Now we're going to look at how much of each ingredient we're going to buy. So we're going to check the pack sizes and prices for each ingredient. So this says to research the typical pack sizes associated with the costs you need. For example, sugar tends to come in bags that weigh 1 kilogram and cost about €1.50. So for example, if you need 2 kilograms instead of 1 kilogram, all you're going to do is say that costs 2 times 1.50, which is €3. So the hint for this would be to look online or at a store to check the pack sizes and prices for each ingredient to write down the cost so you can add them up later. And later you are also going to calculate perhaps the leftover ingredients. So having a look at all these points, it says the next point is to work out how many packs of each ingredient you need to buy in order to have enough to make all of your biscuits. So for this, we are going to have to do a division problem. You're going to work that out yourself. And then it says for some ingredients, you might need to purchase slightly more because of the typical size of each pack. So we're looking at the wastage here. And for the wastage, for example, let's say you might need 1.5 kilograms of sugar, but the bag is 2 kilograms. So you'll have 0.5 kilograms left over. This leftover amount is called wastage, and we can calculate it as a percentage to see how much we are not using. So I'm going to show you on this chat exactly how we would do this. This chat will not be sent to you, but you can have a look here. So for example, the wastage percentage is going to be the extra amount divided by the total bought times by 100. Obviously, across the school, wastage is a big thing, and we talk about that a lot, so that's going to be quite an interesting thing. So for example, if someone doesn't use 0.5 out of 2, they're wasting altogether a quarter, or 25%. And then you're going to talk about whether these percentages make sense in terms of the context of the real life problem. In terms of pricing and profits, that's going to be for a higher grade, so you have the opportunity to tackle those questions on your own. In terms of the grades, you can see that getting up to the end of section 2 and answering everything well, you can get a grade 6. So good luck.